Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that your country has almost no oil, almost no natural gas, very little iron, very little coal, very little farmland, no vast reserves of gold or diamonds. On paper, your nation should struggle just to survive.
Yet, somehow, that same country became the world's third largest economy, built some of the world's biggest companies, created technology used on nearly every continent, and became a global symbol of innovation, quality, and discipline. That country is Japan. For decades, economists have asked a simple question: how can a nation with so few natural resources become one of the richest countries on Earth? Because history tells us that powerful nations usually have something valuable beneath their soil. Oil helped build Saudi Arabia. Natural gas transformed Qatar. Vast land and minerals strengthened countries like the United States, Russia, and Australia. Japan had almost none of these advantages. Nearly 3/4 of its land is covered by mountains, leaving little room for farming or large cities. The country imports much of its energy, raw materials, and even parts of its food. By every traditional measure, Japan should have remained poor. But it didn't. Instead, it achieved something many believed was impossible.
What secret allowed Japan to succeed where many resource-rich nations have struggled? Was it luck? Was it geography? Or was it something far more powerful than oil or gold? In this documentary, we'll uncover the remarkable decisions, culture, and innovations that transformed Japan into an economic powerhouse. And by the end, you'll understand why Japan's greatest resource was never hidden underground. It was hidden in its people. But before Japan became one of the richest nations on Earth, it first had to survive one of the greatest disasters in modern history. And that story begins in the ashes of war. In August 1945, the war was over. But for Japan, peace did not bring relief. It brought the enormous challenge of starting over. Entire cities had been reduced to rubble. Millions of people were left without homes. Industries had collapsed, and transportation networks barely functioned. Food was scarce, unemployment was widespread, and the nation's future looked uncertain. Many observers believed Japan would spend generations recovering. If you're enjoying this documentary and want more stories that explain how countries transformed their future, take a moment to subscribe to Beyond Maps. We explore the history, geography, economics, and hidden decisions that shaped our world, one documentary at a time. Now, let's continue. Instead of focusing only on replacing what had been lost, Japan chose a different path. It began rebuilding with a long-term vision. Factories were redesigned with modern equipment instead of simply restoring outdated systems. Roads, railways, and ports were rebuilt to support future growth rather than just meet immediate needs. At the same time, major reforms reshaped Japanese society. Land ownership changed dramatically, giving many farming families the opportunity to own the land they worked. This increased agricultural productivity and helped create a more stable rural economy. Education also became a national priority. Schools emphasized mathematics, science, engineering, and practical skills. A new generation was encouraged to solve problems, improve technology, and contribute to the country's development. Japan understood something that many nations overlook. Natural resources can be exhausted. Knowledge and skills can continue growing. Another important decision was where to invest limited resources. Instead of spreading money across every industry, Japan concentrated on sectors with the greatest potential to compete internationally: steel, shipbuilding, machinery, and manufacturing. These industries would later become the foundation for products that reached customers around the world. The government, banks, and private companies often worked toward shared economic goals. Long-term planning was valued over quick profits, allowing businesses to expand steadily and invest confidently in the future. This approach required patience. Results did not appear overnight. But year after year, the country's industrial capacity became stronger, its workforce more skilled, and its economy more competitive. Japan was no longer trying to recover from the past. It was quietly preparing to lead the future. Rebuilding created the foundation. But rebuilding alone doesn't explain why products labeled "Made in Japan" eventually became symbols of quality across the globe. That transformation began with a revolutionary way of thinking about manufacturing, one that changed industries far beyond Japan's borders. In the years after Reconstruction, Japan faced another obstacle. Around the world, products made in Japan had a poor reputation. Many buyers believed they were inexpensive copies that wouldn't last. For a country hoping to compete internationally, this was a serious problem. Japan understood that lowering prices alone would never earn lasting trust. It needed something far more valuable: a reputation for excellence. Instead of producing more products as quickly as possible, Japanese manufacturers focused on making every product better than the last. Small improvements were encouraged every single day. Workers were expected to identify problems, suggest solutions, and constantly improve the production process. This philosophy became known around the world as Kaizen, a Japanese word that means continuous improvement. Rather than chasing perfection overnight, companies believed that thousands of small improvements would eventually produce extraordinary results. And they were right. As quality improved, Japanese brands began winning the confidence of customers across the globe. Automobiles became more reliable. Electronics became more dependable. Machinery became more efficient. Companies such as Toyota, Sony, Honda, Panasonic, and Canon gradually earned international respect, not through advertising alone, but by consistently delivering products people could rely on. Customers noticed. Businesses noticed. Soon, governments noticed as well. The phrase "Made in Japan" no longer represented low cost. It became a mark of precision, durability, and trust. As demand grew, Japanese exports reached markets across Asia, Europe, North America, and beyond. Every shipment generated income that could be invested into research, better technology, and even greater innovation. The cycle repeated itself. Better products attracted more customers. More customers generated higher profits. Those profits financed the next generation of improvements. It became a powerful engine of long-term economic growth. As demand grew, Japanese exports reached markets across Asia, Europe. But Japan wasn't satisfied with becoming the world's factory. Its next ambition was even greater: to become one of the world's leading innovators. And that would require far more than efficient factories. It would demand groundbreaking ideas that could shape the future itself. By the late 20th century, Japan faced a new challenge. Other countries had learned how to manufacture products at lower costs. If Japan continued competing on price alone, it would eventually lose its advantage. So instead of asking, "How can we make products cheaper?" Japan asked a different question: "How can we create products that others cannot easily copy?" That single shift changed everything. Investment poured into research and development.
Universities, private companies, and research institutions pushed the boundaries of engineering, robotics, and advanced manufacturing. Rather than following global trends, Japan increasingly helped create them. Its breakthroughs influenced industries ranging from healthcare and transportation to consumer electronics and automation. Innovation became one of the country's most valuable exports. Japan also proved that world-class infrastructure could become an economic advantage. The famous Shinkansen bullet train connected major cities with remarkable speed and reliability. Businesses could move faster. Workers could travel efficiently. Goods reached their destinations on time. Every minute saved translated into greater productivity across the economy. In Japan, efficiency wasn't just convenient, it became part of everyday life. Economic success wasn't driven by technology alone. It was reinforced by habits practiced every day. Respect for shared spaces, punctuality, attention to detail, responsibility. These values strengthened workplaces, public services, and communities. While no society is perfect, these everyday behaviors helped create an environment where businesses could operate with confidence and consistency. Decades after rebuilding from disaster, Japan had become something far greater than a manufacturing nation. It had built an economy powered by knowledge, technology, and continuous adaptation. Yet, even with all of its achievements, Japan's story wasn't without challenges. An aging population, slower economic growth, and increasing global competition. So how has Japan remained one of the world's leading economies despite these obstacles? The answer reveals the greatest lesson of this entire journey. When people talk about wealthy nations, they often focus on what those countries possess: oil, gold, natural gas, or vast stretches of fertile land. Japan tells a different story. Its greatest achievement wasn't discovering hidden riches. It was proving that lasting prosperity can be built through vision, discipline, and the ability to adapt to change. One of Japan's most important contributions to the modern world is the reminder that progress is never guaranteed. Every generation must find new ways to solve new problems. The strategies that created success yesterday may not be enough tomorrow. Countries that continue learning, improving, and preparing for the future are far more likely to remain competitive in an ever-changing world. That lesson extends far beyond economics. It applies to businesses, communities, and even individuals. Japan's journey also reminds us that real development takes time. There are no instant shortcuts, no overnight miracles. The strongest foundations are often built through years of consistent effort, careful planning, and the willingness to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. History rarely celebrates the first small step, but without those small steps, extraordinary achievements would never exist. Today, Japan continues to inspire millions of people around the world, not because it has every advantage, but because it showed what determination, creativity, and resilience can accomplish when a nation refuses to accept its limitations. Its story isn't simply about becoming rich. It's about redefining what creates wealth in the first place. So, if a country with limited natural resources could build one of the world's most influential economies, what hidden potential might still exist in other nations waiting to be unlocked? Perhaps the greatest resource any country can possess isn't buried beneath its soil. Perhaps it's the imagination, determination, and ambition of its people. Thank you for watching Beyond Maps. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments which country's remarkable story should we explore next.
Until next time, keep looking beyond the maps.